Boogie, drop that beat.
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Talking Out Loud with Miss Talkative. Everything I say is my own opinion, alleged, and strictly entertainment purposes. Remember, I'm just talking out loud. Please like, share, subscribe, comment on the video, let me know what you think. Y'all think that Carlos is trying to sabotage Love and Mirrors Huntsville on purpose? And the reason I ask that is because everybody knows that Melody supporters are the biggest viewers of Love and Mirror Huntsville, and for seasons people have been rallying around Melody, and people have been telling Carlos to get it together when it comes to Melody. And for him to act like he was, Team Melody, he was a millimeter putting on his podcast, all for us to know that it was a facade. Him, he had a secret agenda in mind. And now here he goes striking Melody supporter channels. I feel as though that he is trying to purposely sabotage Love and Mirrors Huntsville, because he has tried with Martell, the Scotts, Stormy, Betty, all of these people to try to attack Melody on this show, to try to get her to leave, hoping that she would say enough is enough, that I'm going to just leave, I'm going to bow out gracefully. And he probably almost had her. He probably almost had her there at one point, but because it did seem like to me that Melody was probably about to be on, just let it go and just say forget it. But she probably thought about, no, I'm the one that had this vision. I created this. And no matter what they do, I'm still the queen of this show. And I believe that when Carlos seen that everything that he helped Martell do behind the scenes, everything that he allowed the Scotts to do behind the scene, on camera, on social media, to try to attack her, mom, that it didn't work, that she's still there. She has gained even a bigger following. I believe that he is trying to sabotage the Love and Marriage Huntsville show because he wants Melody gone, because he cannot control Melody. I believe he got even more upset when Melody called him out on that podcast, and it embarrassed him. It made him look like he was in on the mess, that he allowed the mess to continue and go on the attacks against Melody. And people wasn't buying his I'm sorry, his apology. People wasn't buying his ignorance to the fact. And so I believe that he really wants Melody gone off of Love and Marriage Huntsville, but he can't just let her go, not offer her a contract, because she's the star of Love and Marriage Huntsville. But he feels as though that by striking the channels of her supporters, that will make people stop watching the show, where her audience will die down, and probably the show will be canceled in a whole, where he could either rebrand the show, because it's been rumored that he wants to give that, that at once upon a time he wanted to give the Scotts their own show, and he probably promised the Scotts their own show if they were able to rid Melody off the show. This is why he is so heavily invested and so protective of the Scotts. because the Scots don't mind drama. And just like Carlos, they love the drama. They feels as though that whatever whatever drama um come about, Carlos can handle it. So I believe that Carlos is purposely trying to sabotage Love and Marriage Huntsville because he want Melody gone so Wanda can come back, and because Wanda is messy, full of drama, and the Scots, they don't mind the drama as long as Carlos can will it in and has their back. But Carlos, he doesn't want Melody on that show. He doesn't want Melody, and he doesn't want Miss Van on that show. And I believe he's trying to sabotage it to the point where Melody, where Melody audience, her viewers will bow out, the ratings will take, and Melody will just go away in peace. Because if you fire, then what? She got a lawsuit on her hand in many ways than one. Because for one, the revenge P, the unsafe work practices, the him allowing the cast to attack her, and even though he said that he's ignorant to the fact, it doesn't negate the fact that it happened on his watch. He edited the show, so he had to know. He's seen the footage, so maybe he didn't take it as an attack because he felt as though it's all just reality, but at the same time, nonetheless, it happened on his watch. So he can't fire her. He can't fire Miss Van because he doesn't have grounds to. But what he can do is sabotage the show, hoping that he can get Love and Marriage Huntsville basically not to return, because he really doesn't care. That's why he keep trying to run to a different network with these new programs, these new reality shows and stuff like that. I've heard about his new reality show that he has out that I'm not going to name, and I'm not going to watch, because I feel as though that Carlos is as crooked as they come. I feel as though he is a manipulator. He's no good. And I feel as though that he would not have had a second run. He wouldn't have had another run at reality TV had it not been for Melody Cherie Rogers. But instead of him acknowledging that, I mean, he has acknowledged that, but and until he fully owns it, and until he fully wraps his brain around it, that there aren't going to be too many more second chances for him. And Melody Cherie Rogers did give him just that, another chance at the things that he wants to do. And instead of him taking it and saying, you know what, I got it, I'm not going to mess up this time, he is being even more devious, and he's being even more manipulative. And he is and he feels as though can't nobody touch him because he is the executive producer of Love and Marriage Huntsville, on a whole different network, where he feels as though he's untouchable. He feels as though that he is doing something that nobody else has done before. But in fact, the things that he is doing is like basically lackluster. I mean, the Scots, Stormy, the Fletchers, they pump the show, in my opinion, they pump life into the show the last half of season 6, because it sure wasn't Stormy, it sure wasn't the Scots or anything like that. Melody has been carrying this show all these seasons, and these castmates have been feeding off of her. And he thought that Stormy and Betty was going to resurrect his ratings, and actually they both of them together hurt the ratings. But so when the Fletchers came about, that's what got the juices flowing back into Love and Marriage Huntsville. It wasn't Stormy, it wasn't Betty, it wasn't the Scotts, it was the Fletchers. But instead of Carlos realizing that Melody could with him and Melody could have done together, they could have made magic together. Had he been on the up and up, had he been not the same selfish son of a bee that he was when he was on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I believe that Melody believed in him. That's why she brought her vision to him. And I believe that he took it for granted. And I don't feel as though that Carlos deserves another round at reality TV. I feel, do I want Love and Marriage Huntsville to end? No, only because of Melody. And that's the only reason why I will continue to watch. As long as Melody, Ms. Van, is appearing, I am going to be all in. Once Melody leave, I'm gone. And I believe that's what Carlos actually wants, because he wanted to be he wanted to be able to go up against Love and Hip Hop, and be able to be able to go up against all of the other reality shows. But at the same time, he has to realize he doesn't have the cast for that. The Scotts are not about that life. They cannot. They can't compete with the Real Housewives of Atlanta, because for once, they don't have the businesses, they don't have the finances, and he doesn't have the budget to do the trips or anything that they're doing on Real Housewives of Atlanta. He had to send his car service just to send Martell to take Sheree out on a date. That should tell you they don't have the funds over there at Love and Marriage Huntsville for him to be acting the way he acts. But in his mind, he feels as though that he can create it. But why? Why would he want to create a show just like all the other shows? Seems like to me that he would be wanting to create a show that is different, that get people talking in different ways, different aspects, different levels. And Love and Marriage Huntsville could have been just that show, the black excellence that the people needed. That show, people could have been like, well, you know what, I never thought about something like that. But in all, Carlos is just the same selfish something that he was, with the same mindset that he had when he was on that he had when he was on Real Housewives of Atlanta. He's brought that same mindset to Love and Marriage Huntsville, and that's why Love and Marriage Huntsville is suffering. And I believe because Melody's supporters have called him out, figured it out, and they know what time he's on. I believe he wants Melody gone because he cannot trick her audience, because her audience is not going for it. But the thing that he needs to remember is that once Melody is gone, so is her supporters. And he needs to realize that the Scotts are not it. They are not, they don't have the it factor. They never have, and they never will. Kimmy, she gonna have her little try halfway classy clapbacks, but let her try that with one of them ladies over there on Real Housewives of Atlanta. They will run Kimmy in the ground. She would need 2 or 3 of those support animals. Let Tisha try to tell somebody about what she don't need, and try to go to them about their man. Them people, let her try to tell Marlo how she don't have a man. Tisha will be crying day and night to get her up off of that channel. Carlos does not have the cast that he think he have. He think that Tisha can, pop off at a reunion because she could talk about somebody's invoices. Let him get some real cast up in there. Let him get some people that don't know the Scotts, that ain't scared to go. Not saying that people are scared to go toe to toe with them, but the problem is that he's picking people that are playing it safe with the Scotts. Melody didn't read the Scotts down the way they need to be read down, only because she values I'm gonna say she respects and she values the friendship that they once had, even though it turned out to be it turned out to be a one-sided friendship. She still values her part of the friendship to the point where she knows she doesn't need to tear another woman down to make herself feel whole like Tisha does. But like I say, Carlos just don't have the right, he's not putting the right cast in there that will actually give them Scotts what they looking for. But let him sabotage the show to the point where Melody is gone, and he have to get some real cast in there that don't see it for the Scotts, or even if they do in the beginning and they like Stormy thought she did, and Tisha tried that mess that she did on Stormy. Marcel, Maurice, Kimmy, and Tisha gonna be begging to get off of Love and Marriage Huntsville. And that's just my opinion. I'm just talking out loud. Please like, share, subscribe. Comment on the video. Let me know what you think.